Hi, my name is Art Craig. I'm the head football coach at Timberland High School. I've been a football coach for 24 years and a head football coach for 14. The last 11 years, I've had an opportunity to be here at Timberland High School, where we have been able to have a record of 143-36. We just won our first state championship in school history with a 14-1 record. We were the 2011 2A Division I state champs. We did this by incorporating the Flexbone pistol, and we feel like that this was one of the reasons we were able to get over the top. And so what I'm going to do right now is talk a little bit about how we implemented it, who we got it from, why we did the Flexbone pistol. We feel like that this was the reason we were able to get over the top. In 2008, we were 13-1. In 2009, we were 12-1. In 2010, we were 12-1. We'd lost to the same team for 3 straight years. We were looking for something that we thought would be a little different, but yet allow us to stay within what we were doing. By incorporating this offense, we were able, again, to go 14-1 and win our first state championship in school history. Again, in 2011, we were 2A Division I state champs. We won our first state championship in school history. We had a 14-1 record. Over the past 4 years, we've had a 51-4 record. That is a winning percentage of 93%. That is the highest winning percentage in the state of South Carolina over the last 4 years. We have averaged over 40 points per game for the past 4 years also. We decided on implementing the Flexbone and the pistol, and we call it now the Wolf Gun. This offense we got from Tony Anise, who was at Muskegon High School and was at Grand Rapids Community College. We felt like after we saw this offense, this was something we had to do. I saw his cut-ups on YouTube, got in touch with him, and I was amazed at how efficient his offense was by staying within the Flexbone system, but yet having his quarterback in a modified pistol look. Why did we want to implement this offense? We were constantly having to block 8, 9 defenders, sometimes even 10. We felt like if we incorporated this offense, we would be able to spread the defense. We also had the skilled people where we felt like we could move the ball around, get the ball out on the perimeter, and actually throw the ball. We also had a 5'6", 160-pound quarterback, and we had a 5'8", 170-pound center, which is a lot different than we've had in the past. And we were worried about being under center and having the defense being able to disrupt our offense. The advantages of the Wolf Gun. We felt like the quarterback would be able to see the alignment of the defense better. He would be able to see his checks better. And we felt like he would be able to get us in a better play more times. We felt like that running the pistol also allowed us for a safer mesh. And also we found that we spent less time teaching the inside veer, the midline, and the outside veer with this offense. It greatly increased the production of our passing game also. And to our players, we were in a spread offense. And as many of us coaches know, if the players think they're in a spread offense, they tend to have more fun and be more excited about the offense. Some of our numbers from this past year. We took 556 rushing snaps for 3,789 yards, and we scored 73 rushing touchdowns. We were able to average 6.81 yards per carry. We also took 145 passing snaps, which is more passing snaps than we've taken since I've been here. We were able to complete 75 completions for 1,088 yards and 16 touchdowns. We also only threw 4 interceptions all year long. Of the 701 snaps we took, we only took 10 snaps under center all year long. Half of those snaps came basically from our own 1-foot line going out, and then we took basically 5 other snaps the rest of the year. The thing that we were more impressed with is that we never had a fumble where we lost possession of the ball between the quarterback and the center all year long. That was the first time that's ever happened to me as a head football coach here. The thing this offense also did, we were able to beat a team that had beat us the past 3 years, keeping us from playing in the state championship game. It allowed us to get to the state championship for the first time since 2006, and we were able to win the school's first state championship in school history. We were able to keep all our formations with this offense. We were able to use our tight ends, our tackles, and we were able to do everything that we were doing before out of our Flexbone, but we were able to be more efficient, and we felt like that this offense, again, was a lot of fun for our players. Our formations never changed as far as what we were doing. All our formations based out of an eagle formation, which was a double split, double wing, and everything else followed suit from an eagle stack to an eagle close, over eagles. We also added king and queen calls. The thing that we also liked about our offense, we were able to get into our empty sets without having any kind of confusion for our players. Again, our quarterback was able to see the field a lot better, and it was just a more efficient type of offense for us. When we added our tight ends, again, we did not really have to change anything we were doing. We were able to put our wing here. We were able to get in our oversets. We were able to get in twins, empty, and we also used our king and queen sets with our tight end. These two formations here allowed us to still run some of our wing T offense that we like to run as far as the buck sweep, the fullback trap, and the downs. We were also able to get in our trips formation, trips with a tight end. We also added tight end trips. We've gotten regular open looks. We were able to get nasty trips. We were even able to get into our flanker look and split back some. We also got in an I formation and again got in empties. The thing we liked about this offense, we could get in any formation we wanted to, run any play we wanted to, and it did not confuse our players. Our goal line did not have to change as we still used our two tight double wing. Okay, we also got in unbalanced formations. We also got in our hammer formations. We also got in this, what we called beast. We could do anything we wanted to do without confusing our kids, and we felt like that was advantageous to us as far as being successful. Our player personnel didn't change. We were able to keep all our number system the same. We did not have to change any of that. When we brought our tight end in, nothing changed. We were able to go, again, to our trips. Our player personnel is X, 2, 3. Our backside is an X again. We were able to get in our empty formations. When we do get in our empty formations, all we do is take a 4 out, which is our fullback, and put a Z in there. When we do want to keep our fullback in with an empty formation, then all we do is give them a yellow call for the left, a purple call for the right. Our motions in our offense are A, B, C, D, E, F. We always motion from left to right. If we wanted to motion our 3 back all the way out to here, all we would call is eagle, 3D, and that tells our 3 where he's going in motion at. We have motions that go across. We have zip motions, zap motions. We have jet, which is our jet sweeps. We had Wofford motion, which is our toss package. And we have our show. And you'll see examples of all of these plays and all the DVDs we're doing. Here's some other motions that we do so you can understand. We can motion our 2 out of trips back across. We can also, this is our zap motion, and this is our zip motion. Our zip takes our player across the line of scrimmage. Our zap motion takes our backs away from the play. This is talking about our jet motion. Our jet motion is behind the quarterback, in between the fullback. Our Wofford motion is behind the fullback. What you will see in this series of DVDs is the implementation of the Flexbone pistol snap, implementation of the inside veer, midline, outside veer, Flexbone passing game, complementary plays, multiple formations, goal line package, and no huddle concepts. Today we're going to talk about complementary plays that we're going to add that goes along with the Flexbone pistol, the midline, the inside, the outside veer, and our passing game. We feel like when you add these plays along with the option game, again, it gets another dimension that really just gives the defense a hard time, and they can't just focus on stopping the option game. And one of the first plays that we'll put in after we run the option is what we call the Wofford toss. We call it the Wofford toss because the first time I ever saw it was I saw Wofford College do it. And basically what we're doing here, this is a toss play that's designed for the ball to be pitched outside the tackle box. So basically what we're doing is, if you can think of your offensive line, center guard tackle, guard tackle. When we catch the toss, we're going to be outside that box. So realistically, we don't have to block anybody from tackle to tackle. The back who is receiving the pitch will run at full speed and aim for the heels of the fullback, and then he's going to move parallel to the line of scrimmage. The quarterback will reverse out and toss the ball to the back. When the back receives the pitch, okay, he wants to be outside the tackle box. We like this play because we don't have to block anyone from tackle to tackle. The play side tackle, he will rip through the outside shoulder of the DN and then continue downfield to the second level. So if I'm the play side tackle and we're going Wofford toss to the left, I'm going to rip through and make the defensive end go behind me. Once I've done that, I can go ahead and go to the next level, because if he goes behind me, there's no way the defensive end can make the play. And then all other offensive linemen are going to scoot and move at an angle across the field. They're trying to get across the field in case we get some kind of cutback here. Now, what you're going to get here is I'm going to show you this right here. You can see my back here. He ran a little bit too deep, okay, and I'm going to replay this for you, okay. But we want to get here and catch this ball, if we can, outside the tackle box. You're going to see my quarterback reverse out. He's trying to get him the ball out here. After he tosses the ball, he's going to take a step to him just in case there's a bad snap. And what we're in right here, we're in like an eagle close. And basically what we're doing, we're cracking and we're coming around here. So I'm going to let you see it again before we get going here. Okay, there's our formation. That's how we are right there, okay? Now, you're going to see us go here. You can see the back go in motion. You can see he is full speed right now. There's no half speed. And you can see when he gets here, he's basically trying to get at the fullback's heels here. The fullback's going to go away from the play, okay, and he's coming right here. We're going to try to stretch it if we can. We're going to try to stretch the numbers, and we're trying to get outside. Again, remember I talked about formations. We're either going to compress the defense, okay, or we're going to spread it. Here we've got them compressed. Everybody's in here. So you're going to see what happens right here next. We get the ball outside the tackle box because we've got good angles on everybody. They don't have a chance. They do not have a chance to get to us. And I'm going to let you see it again real quick. He's there. He's outside. He stretches the numbers. And then we end up getting a touchdown off of it. You're going to see it again from an eagle close here. You're going to see my back's in motion. He is full speed. He's running at the heels of the fullback. Now this time you're going to see him really catch the ball outside the tackle box here. You're going to see him really catch the ball outside the tackle box. See here? Way outside. You can see the quarterback have to reverse around. You can see him have to reverse around. And almost literally, you can see right here, when he goes, you can see him toss it. And it almost looks like he's not going to get it to him. Right here, see him? He had to really toss it to get it out there to him. See it again right here. Right here, he is always outside the tackle box. We get one decent block here, and they don't have enough defenders to stop the play. Now, what you're going to see, now we're in our normal eagle set. Again, the first two formations had them compressed. Now we've got them spread out. Okay, we're going to run the toss here, and you're going to see us get in the alley. You're going to see us get here. Watch us go here. He tosses it out. We've got a block here. I talked about this before. If the backside safety has to make the play, whether you're running option game or whatever it is you're doing, you're going to have a chance of winning. I'll just watch the play again. I'll let you see it again. Here. You're going to see on the motion, this guy has to come all the way through to make the play. If he would have held his block a little better, we may have scored off of it. But he gets to block here. And again, the backside safety is having to come make the play. Right here. Him and the corner. Right there. 17, 18-yard gain off a nice, easy play. We also like to run this play on the goal line because, again, the defense is in here. So basically all we have to do is get one decent block. And when we toss it out here, if you've got any speed whatsoever, puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Now, one of the reasons we're able to do what we do is because of that kind of block right here. The ball's, he's basically 2-3 yards out of bounds here, and he bench presses this corner to the ground. And when you've got people that will block on a perimeter, like here and here, then you've got a chance of really doing some good things. There's not many times that we run the toss to the tight end. But if we do, we're supposed to try to reach. Okay? And we actually get to about the 1 yard line here. But this is one of the few times that we will actually run it back to the tight end side. But you can see in my back, he does a good job of getting outside the tackle box. And because he does, number 5 there did not have a chance to make the play. And that's why this play why you have to get it outside the tackle box. He didn't have a play. So now we're basically at the 6-inch line to score. Another thing that we will do out of this is you're going to see here we're in a empty formation. You'll see it's an empty. Got trips here, got here, running back into the boundary. Talked about it on several DVDs that defenses a lot of times do not account for you running back into the boundary. But what we're going to do is we're going to run the toss here, back here, and end up having a nice little play off of it. See him toss it here, and we get in the alley and pick up a nice gain. And now what we're getting ready to do is go into the counter tray. The counter tray is actually a counter off of the Wofford Toss series. So it's going to fall right in line with this. I think that if you can add this play here, it's been one of our better plays that we've ever put in. It really hurts the defense, especially a hard-flowing defense, and it'll slow them down. Because if it doesn't, you'll run this play 8, 10, 12 times a game. Again, this play is run off the Wofford Toss. Okay? We will fake the toss and hand off underneath, okay, pulling the backside guard and tackle. If we have a tight end backside, then we'll pull 2 of the 3 linemen according to the alignment of the defense. What we'll usually do is we'll usually pull one person plus the next uncovered person. And what we can also do off this is we can also give a lead call, and we'll actually lead our fullback through there too. The wing who's receiving the handoff will drop step and look to run the play from B to C gap. So we're looking to run it tight and then we go out. So if I'm going to run the toss to the right side, what I'm going to do, if I'm the left wing, I'm going to open up, drop step, and try to get an inside downhill track and not run parallel to the line of scrimmage and try to get downhill when we run this play. Okay, again, you're going to see what we're going to do is we're going to fake the toss coming here. Okay, we're going to fake the toss coming here, all right? He's going to come inside. These guys are going down, down, down. He's going to pull kick out. He's going to pull lead through. Just an old counter tray play, and it's a really, really good play for us. It's real tough on the defense. Again, for a fast-flowing defense, you can see right here again, the defense is gone. You can see right here. He's here. He's here. We don't even have to count here. The only guy that can come in and make the play is there. You can see he's pulling the kick out. He's the guard. He's the tackle. He's pulling the lead through. Okay? Fullback's leading up in here. The fullback is supposed to field for that tackle. The center's got a block play side for the guard. Okay? I'll let you see it one more time before we go to the next one. Again, the center has a step and block for him because that's the guard pulling. The fullback takes his spot. Okay? He's going to step down. He's going to step down. Kick out, pull through. Nice little 10, 12, well, actually about an 8, 9 yard gain here. You're going to see this again. Now we're going to come back to the left and run it. And you're going to see this guy here. What we're going to do is we're going to fake the toss here. He's going to come underneath and get in the seam here and have a nice play for us. You can see they're gone. Comes underneath. And again, it's real hard on the defense because watch what happens. Look at your flow. Look at your flow here. Even him, see, he's gone. He's gone. And these guys are pulling. They're in the line of scrimmage. He's in the line of scrimmage. He's going to kick here. He's going to go through. He actually should have come off and picked up another guy. He ends up staying. They end up with 2 people on him. See, he kicks him out right there. Really a tough play to defend. Now, this is what we have here. We have what we call this is a show. What we ended up doing is we ended up showing. We ended up showing, coming back, and now what he's going to do is he's going to fake the toss, and he's going to come in. And what you're going to find this defensive end here doing is he is so concerned, because they're in a 4-3, what he's taught is when this guy downs, he's taught to get his heads and hands on him and squeeze. And you're going to see this guy squeeze so hard, he doesn't even get blocked, but he has no idea where the play is. And so we're going to end up pulling and getting around, but we don't even end up blocking this guy here. Now, what we should do is when we pull is if he squeezes like that, we should log this guy, okay, and go to the next guy. But he was so tight, my guy didn't even see him. You can see him right here. He's more worried about downing the guy and getting his hand on him than he is making a play. And that goes with what we were talking about earlier about sometimes when you have to play option teams, you get so concerned about stopping things like that, you really don't stay focused on what you're doing, so you end up missing some plays. And let you see it again, run all the way through. So we get the show look here, so we go back. Now we're coming here. He goes, he fakes it, guy squeezes. And now we got 1st and goal. Now you're going to see it again here. This was actually ran better. This play here was ran with, this is our second offense in, our second offensive backs. And you can see this guy do a super job of getting his hands up. And this guy comes underneath, And again, we run it into the boundary, so it's even that much tougher on the defense. You can see guys with his hands up right there. He's right there with his hands. He's right there with his hands up. Okay. See him come underneath, and he runs it nice and tight in the B gap, and just really makes a nice play out of it. Now, one thing that we're able to do too is you're going to see here. This is a formation that we added late in the season. Okay, this is like a split backs look here. And what we did is, again, this is a formation that we want to try to confuse the defense. And we just got split backs with the pistol look, and we're faking a toss. And this is definitely your old-timey counter trade that everybody runs. And it hit real quick, and it got downhill quick. We end up running this play a lot. Now we're going to run it out of our two tight double wing look. A lot of times what we'll do out of this, since we have two tight ends and we can be solid, we'll actually lead with our fullback. We'll lead him up in there, so it ends up being almost like just a whole slew of people in there. And I'll be honest with you, when you're playing teams and you can just continuously pound on them, by the time you get to the fourth quarter like this was, they really do not like this. You can see we've got 3 people at the point of contact, and then we just blow by it. And it just ends up being a real nice play for us. This time we run a counter trade into the boundary. We talked about it again. We're going to run the play into the boundary here. And you can see all the defensive players here. And we've got everybody taken care of there. All the defense was to the tight end side and just made a real nice play for us. Here we're getting close to the goal line. I told you a while ago our goal line package started on the 15. So we're here. We've got the defense spread. We knew we were playing Manning, and like I said in one of the other DVDs, if we were an Eagle, we knew Manning was going to be in a 3-4. So we knew they couldn't stun a lot of people in there, so we knew it'd be a good play for us to run a counter trade. And you're going to see us come back underneath right here. We fake here, he's gone. So we're able to get on him, he makes a move, and we score. Makes it look real easy. And again, that's against a really good football team. We're going to run it again because this defense here really was aggressive and really flowed hard. So you're going to see us this time fake it this way and come back underneath. Got the kick out. He's leading through. Nice play for us. Same team. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to get in our 2 tight. And we're going to come at him again. See, he goes there. We got the lead call with the fullback. And it's just too many bodies for them to account for. Too many bodies. Here's the state championship game. We didn't run it much in this game, but we're back into the boundary. We've got our tight end here with our wing, and they're gonna set their defense to this, and you're gonna see us sort of log it and watch us bounce it. This is where I wanted to show it to you because I wanted you to see the wing, the back, actually come here. See, he gets a little bounce in there. He tried to run it tight, and he went on ahead and bounced it. And if you don't do that, what you're going to end up with your backs doing is they're going to run it wide, and then you're going to end up getting mad at them. And now what we're going to talk about doing is running the jet sweep, which is, again, a really good play for us. In the passing DVD, this is one of our play-action passing games plays, is we'll fake Jerry and J-Lo. What we're going to do here, this is a stretch play for us. And when we hand off our quarterback, we're going to hand off behind the quarterback. And what he's going to try to do is turn and hand that ball off in the guard center gap. And the further we can get the ball handed off, out, the better off we're going to be. And we have, just like the other play we ran, just like the counter trade, we have many variations of this that we can run. We can lead the fullback. We can offset the fullback and lead him. We can get in the gun. We can get in a wing T look and run it. This was a very good play to us this year. And again, the quarterback is the one that makes this play because he's got to time it where that back is coming behind him, and he's got to almost hand the ball off to the back behind the guard to where he's going. That much of a difference means the difference between getting 6, 8, and 20 or 20 yards or a touchdown. So, again, we really like this play. Okay, this is just our regular tiger formation: split in, wing, okay, tight end, wing. Our fullback is in an L call. What we'll do sometimes, we'll go tiger left here, and we'll just get an L call. We'll go tiger left L. And this is just J-Lo for us. And what we're going to do is we're going to hand off to the running back. He's going to try to stretch the numbers. We're going to try to get everybody sealed. And having this extra blocker in here is what really makes a difference for us. We've got an L call here with this tight end, split in, tight end, wing, split in, wing. And what it's going to do is really allow us to have a better play here because we have an extra blocker. And when you see him come around, you're going to actually see him seal a guy that would have made the play. See him coming here, so he gets on him right there, and ends up releasing the guy. Really good play for us. Again, people have to account for that because what we'll do is we'll fake that and hand off to the fullback coming underneath if people just move out because of the formation. We're going to also, what we did here is now we're in a gun formation, okay? We talked about being in a gun. My center is still going to snap with 2 hands because we don't want anybody to know what we're doing. And even though we're in the gun here, you're going to see we're checking over here. We were going to run it this side, but we see we've got numbers over here. So now he's here. So basically, when we're in the gun, we hand off in the front versus handing off from behind. We do it again out of our eagle formation down here. And basically, again, if we're in the gun, we hand off in the front. But if we're not, we hand off from behind. And it's just a lead. Here we are in the split in wing, tight end wing. We're in the L set again with our fullback. I want you to watch what happens here. This guy here is pressed up, and as soon as he sees motion coming here, he's going to come on a straight blitz. The X just cannot pick him up, but watch what he does to him. He's going to meet him about right here and annihilate him, and we end up getting a great play because of his heads-up play. See him out of the corner of his eye, bam, right there. Knocks him off his feet and ends up springing it. Ends up being a really nice play for us. Real nice play. Now, Manning's in that 3-4 look. Okay, we're going to run it into the boundary now. Into the boundary here. And that's just our normal jet. No lead, nothing. Fullback goes back away. That's the way we teach it from day one. That's our day one teaching. Fullback goes away. We don't pull anybody. He's man on right there. But we got good seals on everybody, and the backside safety had to come make the play. Now, what we also are right here, we'll also run it out of our empty formation. You saw, you've seen us in the other, when we were running the Wofford toss, we ran it empty into the boundary. Here, what we're doing is we're going to run the jet out of an empty set into the trips right here. He's going to be here and here. See him hand off there, stretch the numbers, he's stretching the field. When we run the jet play, we want to stretch it. We want to try to stretch to the numbers if possible. To the numbers if possible. This play here, this is a state championship game, and we put this in. And this is an old wing T formation. This is just tight end wing, fullback, halfback set. This is old-timey football here. But what we did is we started running the jet out of it. And so he came in motion. He would lead, and he would lead. And then it ended up looking like a stretch play. But for us, we called it jet because we blocked it the same. And our kids knew exactly what we were doing, and it ended up being a really good play for us. So we end up getting a stretch over here. You watch him seal right there. We got a good block here, and now he does the rest. Makes the guy fall. And the reason this play worked, again, we talked about this several times. Look at your defense. Compressed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people right there. 10 people. All we had to do, as you'll see, is seal them. Got them sealed. And that was a check. You can see there is no one there to help. And that's why we hit this for 40 yards, and then on the next play, we end up scoring. Now you're still in the state championship game. And now what you're going to do, you're going to see us run it again, but out of our regular formation from a 50 look. So in that game alone, they saw us run it from that formation, now this formation. See, we got the stretch again with a lead. Okay, had a lead call with our fullback there. And again, we got 9, 10 yards off of it. The same formation we talked about earlier. We're going to run it one more time, but now we're going to run it into the boundary. Numbers game, looking for numbers. You can see what's going to happen right here. He's got a check. You can see him checking. He sees we got numbers. So now we got seals. Now he's down the sideline. And now what we're going to do is go over just a few more plays that we did. And what we end up calling this is a grab bag of plays. These are just a variation of plays that we added that really gave people fits. And they go everywhere from no back to one back. And they're some of them are unconventional plays, but our kids really like to run these plays. And the first thing we're going to talk about is on the goal line. We talk about superpower. And what we call superpower is we're downing everybody. We're going to pull 2 people here. We're going to lead the fullback, and we're actually going to lead with the quarterback. This is basically just old school football, and you're just going to have to decide, do you want to line up and stop it or not? And most of the time, people don't. And that's what we get right there. We just down everybody, and we basically got 5 or 6 people at the point of contact. Talk about the superpower again. What we're going to do here is we're going to run it again. And again, look at all these bodies. You've got to really decide if you want to just step in there and do that over and over and over and over. Okay, one more time. Now it's out of our red set. Going back to the left. This is against a 4-3 look. We're going to run it in here. We're trying to get this thing here tight, run it downhill, and just try. Basically what we're trying to do is mash people here, trying to mash them and really not allow them any kind of breathing room down here. This is our overset. This is just old-timey buck sweep right here. We're going to down everybody. We're going to pull guard and kick out. We're going to lead him through. And this was in here to show you that even though we're in this look here with this pistol, there's not a single play that you can't run if you don't want to. And this is just buck sweep right, old-time wing T right here. Pull, kick out, pull, get up in there. And that's just power football. That's all that is. This is a play that we did. This is just a single wing play, okay? This is just, we call this beast, and we call it quarterback sweep, right or left. And again, you're going to see us, that's just us lining up, doing things that's very unconventional for people. You've already seen the split backs here. We showed you that earlier. But again, that was a formation that we got into where we ran the counter. And then another play that we like to run is we're in trips here. And if we've got like a short yard, like right here, it's 3rd and a foot, we call Carolina or Clemson. Clemson's to the left, Carolina's to the right. And basically what we're doing is we're getting a snap and our quarterback's moving forward as quick as he can. We're just trying to get a push and watch him keep his feet moving right here. Watch him. Keeps his feet moving, comes out of the pile. And that's just Carolina and Clemson. That's another one of our plays we run. A couple other things. The reason I'm showing you these is because I just want you to understand that only your imagination can stop you in this offense. Okay? As long as you have an imagination, as long as it fits what you do, you can do it. We added this just for this team here at Berkeley. We knew they were going to play us in a pro 4-3 look, so we're just in a nasty trips. That's our fastest guy on the team. He runs a 4.440, so we said, you know what? Let's don't outthink ourselves. Let's just toss it to him every now and then and see what happens. And we ran that play 5 times and scored 3 touchdowns off of it. That's the end of our grab bag of plays and complementary plays. We hope that when you add this to your option game and to your passing game, it really will just allow you to do just about anything you want. We want you to see, what it's like to add these plays. And now what we're going to go into is we're actually going to go into some multiple formations and just let you see all the formations that you can run so you'll understand that, again, this offense is as big as you want it to be. And we've covered a lot in our DVDs. We've talked about the inside veer, the midline, the outside veer, the passing game. We've talked about complementary plays. And now we're going to show you a lot of our multiple formations that we're able to do with this offense. And we feel like with these formations, if you'll take them and add them to what you do, then again, your offense will be complete. And also you will understand that you can get in anything you want to and run any play that you want to. Some things you need to ask yourself when you're adding formations. First thing you want to do is, where do you get your formations from? Me personally, I get my formations. What I'll do is I'll videotape or I'll DVR stuff from Saturday, from college football games, especially teams that run a lot of stuff like we do. I'll look at Air Force, Navy, Army, anybody that is any kind of semblance to what we do. I'll look at any formations we got there. If I'm watching a game and I see a formation, I'll go write it down real quick and look at it. And because anything that you can do to add, as long as your kids understand, you're okay. And what I'm talking about here is, can you add your formations without confusing your players? That's real important. The last thing you want to do is, hey, we're going to run this formation and not have anybody understand how to get into that formation. And do you add a formation just for one particular play? Me personally, I would never add a formation just to run one play unless it was just some kind of last-second situation. But if you add a formation on one particular play, after you run it 2 or 3 times, the defense is going to know it, and then they're going to call that play out whenever you come in that formation. Every week during the season, I try to add at least one formation that the team that I'm playing has not seen, especially late in the season when we get into region play. If it's a big region game, if it's someone that we play and we know it's going to be a tough game, we try to add a formation that's not going to allow them to really line up to it. And what we feel like, we're going to run 5 or 6 basic plays, and we're going to try to run them out as many formations as we can. I think that there's been some times when we've switched film with teams, and they'll have 3 of our game films or 4 of our game films, and they'll chart 30 or 40 different formations. Now, while we're talking about formations, we may be in a tiger set with a split end wing, tight end wing, and we may get in an unbalanced set, but we may go tackle over versus tight end over. That's 2 completely different formations, because now you have 2 people backside eligible versus 1, And basically what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to cause that defense to have to play one base look, because we know eventually if you're lining up in 4 or 5 different defenses with what we're doing, you're going to get confused. You're going to line up wrong. And when you start lining up wrong, you're going to be in for a long night, because we're going to exploit it, and we're going to run it over and over and over till you either take a timeout or fix it. So, and then one other thing we want to ask you, do you use motions to change your formations? Do you line up in a formation and shift into something else? Or do you line up in a tiger formation and motion across to get into trips? So those are things that you can do also that really can put a lot of pressure on the defense. And it's all about putting pressure on the defense and allowing them to not be able to settle in and stop what you do. And then, of course, criteria. Will the players understand? You don't have to be conventional all the time, okay? Coach outside the box, Does your play, one thing we look at, if I add this play, is it going to excite the players or is it going to confuse them? When I went to no backs this year, toward the end of the year, my kids were excited because everyone associates no backs with throwing the ball. And so my kids were real excited when we went to this, okay? And then what you got to explain to kids that we're going to run the same plays, but we're trying to confuse the defense, because some teams, I've had some teams, when you tried to add stuff, in the back of their mind, they would go, well, why are we doing this, Coach? Are we not good enough to beat this team, or are we trying to trick someone? So you got to know the psyche of your team so you know how to explain it to them. All our formations have names, and to get to them and on balance, we use terms like over, tank, heavy, purple, and yellow. And if we're in an eagle formation, which that's our base look that we'll show you, okay, to change a call, all we have to do is call over, close, empty, and things like that. Those are easy things for our kids to understand. And once the players learn the cue words, they adapt them to all the formation calls. And what I'm trying to tell you is, whatever cue words we use for the eagle formation, we want them to follow over to a different formation, so we don't have 50 different calls just for formations, okay? My guys know when they hear over, that's tied in as over to the call, okay? When they hear tank, that tackle knows he's to the call. And it doesn't matter what formation we're in. Our player personnel, okay, when we're doing formations, X, 3, 2, 1, 4. That's how we line up, okay? And if we want to add a tight end, he's just a Y, and he always goes away from the formation unless we give an over call. This is Tiger right. If we want him over, we'll go over Tiger right. The only call that he goes to the formation initially is when we call Yankee. Yankee right, Yankee left. Yankee's a Y, he knows he's to the call. When we go to trips, if we're in eagle here, all that does is move the 2 over and the 3 over. Now, some years, if we want to go trips left, some years what we'll do, we'll just let the 3 move out and the 2 come over. But what we'll also do, if we know that if one of these guys are better receivers than others, we'll just leave them out and leave the inside guy here. And if that's the case, then that's our predominantly back, and we'll make sure he is the person that we want to run and get pitches and those kinds of things. If we take the fullback out, again, that's the Z. If we take the fullback out for empty, the Z replaces the fullback, which is the 4. And that way, if we want a motion, we can go Z, whatever, so we don't confuse guys. If we do leave the fullback in and we want to get in empties calls, we'll go yellow for left, purple for right, okay? And this would just be eagle purple, and that just would bump the 2 out and put the 4 there. It's pretty easy, really. That'd be eagle purple, and if we want to make it even more explanatory, we can go eagle right purple. But we should have to only go eagle purple, and he knows he's there. Eagle yellow, he's there. Pretty good, pretty easy way of getting into an empty set. We've talked about motions before, but we're going to run through it since we're talking about multiple formations. A, B, C, D, E, F. That's how we call our motions. It goes from here to there. It never reverses. It goes from left to right, okay? And if that's our 3-back and we want to motion here, we just call it 3D. Again, our motions are across. Our zip motion will motion into the line of scrimmage and across it. Zap's going to take our motion away. Our jet motion is what we fake when we go Jerry and J-Lo. Our Wofford motion is our toss motion. And when we talk about show is when our 2 or 3, we'll give a 3 show or 2 show. They'll motion and then go back and replace themselves. This is what we're talking about. If we're spread left and we want our 2 to motion out to E, we'd go just spread left to E. And that's how easy that is. This explains our zip motion. He's here and we want to motion. If we go 2 zip, he knows he's motioned to the tackle and then he's going across. We do this so we can motion here, go across. We can fake our fullback now and we can boot back around and have him drag across and we can do whatever we want over here. We'll also have zap motion and we'll do that some so we can just see how the defense is going to move. You know, if that's a strong safety and we go zap, is he going to move out with him? Is he going to stay? And we'll do things like that. This explains our jet motion, cross, in between here and here, unless we're in the gun, then he's in the front, and our Wofford motion is behind. Again, that's our base look. All our eagle formations will base off that look there. Okay, that's base eagle. Now all we got to do is, and we talked about adding names, stacks them close, puts the X's 8 yards from the tackle. The 2 and 3 splits the difference. Over, puts that X over. King, eagle king, puts him here, lined up with the quarterback behind the tackle. Queen, lines up with the quarterback behind the tackle. Right here, we can call this eagle right empty, or we also talked about we can go eagle purple. So there's 2 ways we can call this. And then every now and then we'll get what we call an eagle tight, and that will move our 2 and 3 in tight here. And we do that mostly out of a 3-3 look when we need an extra blocker in there. Our tiger formation we talked about, that's our Y. And these are our guys here, our formations for tiger. Okay, again, when we want to get an unbalance, tank moves the tackle over tiger moves the Y over. Twins, tiger, twins here, tight end wing. You've seen that on a lot of formations that we do. There's our tiger right empty, or we can go tiger right purple if we want to. We can go tiger left yellow. Now we got our tiger right queens, kings, okay? And now we've got twins. We can also go twins, and we can go king here, or we can move them over here and go queen. So what I'm trying to show you here is your formations are really as open as you want them to be. And once your kids understand the basics of tank and overs and empties, yellow, purple, that kind of stuff, king and queen, everything else falls into place. And the good thing is, like here, your 3-back is the only one that has to know what a queen is, okay? I mean, your 2-back's the only one that has to know what a queen is. And your 3-back, he's the only person that has to know what a king is. Our red says our 2 tight double wing, okay? That's it there. Again, we get tanks for tackles, overs for the tight end. These are unbalanced formations. Remember, we were watching the DVD where we were running the outside veer, and we got in the unbalanced tank calls and over calls, and the team could not line up to it. Blue is we'll just stack the 2 and 3 behind the tight end. That's just to try to confuse somebody. And then these are things that we do later on where we just try to really confuse the defense. We've got a hammer set, a beast set, we call ugly here. And then if we really are in some trouble and we really want to try to confuse you, we'll get in a cat call, and that's really our center, 2 guards, tackle, tight end, and back, tackle, tight end, and back. And so those are some things that we'll do there. We're just going to show you a few formations here, okay? Again, this is our empty formation, okay? This is trips here. This is eagle. This is an eagle empty call. What we've done is we've taken the 4 out, Okay, the fullback's not in. That's an added receiver. So that would be eagle right empty. Okay, so that's how we line up there. There's a lot of things we can do here. We can run the jets, the tosses, or we can throw the ball. Okay, we talked about king and queens. This is how we line up, just so you can see this. Okay, we've got a show. We show it here. Now he comes back and he resets. Now that he's reset, okay? So what we did is we had a show and then he came back and reset. That's how we do that. Now, and this was something we added the last 2 weeks of the last 3 weeks of the season. This is an empty set, but instead of being a true eagle here, we can even go what we added as a Georgia call, and now we've got all skilled people in except for one back. All these guys were all receivers. He's 6'1", he's 6'2", he's 6'3", he's 6'3", and that's our only true running back in there besides our quarterback. Okay? Talked about coaching outside the box. You know, what can you do here to get your kids in the best possible situation formation-wise? Okay? Later on in the game, we actually threw the ball here in the empty set, and we actually motioned this guy here across and ran the inside veer look some. Those are on some DVDs. That's on the inside veer look on DVDs. And then this is actually on our passing DVD, this same formation. Okay? Talked about being in the gun. We were in the gun some because we needed to be able to see, let our quarterback see a little better here. Okay, now we're in the gun. Okay, again, center, two-hand snap. That way defense doesn't know what's going on. This is just Tiger right gun. That's not that hard to call. It's just Tiger right gun. Okay? Same formation, just letting you see it a little better there. Tiger right gun. This was the formation we just talked about not too long ago. This is Delaware right does. Fullback, halfback set. Added this formation week 15. Okay? This was the first time we ran this in the state championship game. Gave the defense fits. We talked about this earlier. 10 people right here. Okay? No alley players. This formation allowed us to get into the alley and give people fits. We talked about the empty formation again. Here's your eagle. Eagle empty now with now 2 running backs. Receiver, receiver, receiver. Really good stuff if you'll take advantage of it, if you've got people to do that. Also, this is our Tiger set. Now we're talking about R and L calls. We talked about this earlier. Fullbacks to the left. Okay? We give, all we gave off on the jet here. He ends up getting a stunt. He kicks him out. We can also fake this and give off underneath to the wing and have him be a follow-through guy and only pull one guy, and now we can be solid in there. Okay? Twins Tiger, you got your twins here. Tight end wing. Okay? Again, just a formation just to make the defense to have to think. Doubles. Okay? This was 4th and 27. This is in the passing DVD. The first time we ran doubles was week 14. This is true doubles. Okay? And we ended up hitting this kid here on a fade route with about 3 minutes to go in the game. Okay? Now, that was week 14. This is week 15, okay? And I'm just going to show you that play. Because they saw doubles, they were expecting pass because they got one linebacker sitting here. It's the only time they've seen it, and now look what happens. Now we run the inside veer. So now we've got a whole different little look there because of it. There's your split backs again. And then we've also showed you here where they call this ugly. This is where we were talking about the midline. We added this formation for week 15. Again, we're playing in a state championship game. We add this formation. That's not running backs. Guys, that's 2 linemen. They had a blast practicing that this past week when we're in the state championship week of practicing. They got to get in the game when they normally don't. Slot I, again, different formation. Okay? People say, you can't run this offense in the I. We did. Okay? Twins heavy. This is what I wanted to show you here. Again, this formation here we used in the playoffs. We've got twins with a tackle over. That's a tight end and a wing backside. That's 2 eligible receivers backside. So now they have to keep that. They cannot run their corner over. So we had numbers over here. We had numbers. This is just trips with a tight end. You'd be amazed at the people that do not run this formation but an option team. Great formation. Okay? Flanker, guard tackle tight end, flanker I. Good formation there. Okay? Now, spread, we've talked about that. Okay? We talked about red tank. This is a red formation. Now all we've done, we're unbalanced. That's my center, that's my guard, that's my tight end. Now we're at guard, tackle, tight end. 5 people to one side. They didn't know how to line up to it. Twins I. Okay? Over trips. 1, 2, 3, tight ends over. Only 2 people backside. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. Outnumbered back over here to the other side. Okay? Twins tiger, we've talked about his. Tight end trips. Old receiver, tight end. Here, talked about this. We love this formation. Outside veer's been great to us. Midline, inside veer. Beast formation, 1, 2, 3 here. And again, this was a formation we put in specifically for this game. What we're trying to show you here is that the formations that you want to add, as long as you can take them and apply them to what you do so your kids understand, really can just put defenses in a bind. Our philosophy is we're going to run 5 or 6 plays. We're going to formation you to death. And we're going to make you line up and line up and line up. And we're going to force you to line up wrong. And when we do, we're going to take advantage of it. And hopefully we can take advantage of it in the second half where you can't meet, where you can't adjust to it. And then we're going to be able to put the pressure on you and take on and win the game. That's what we like to do. Formation you with a base set of plays and cause you to have to play one base defense. If you can do those things, we feel like you can be very successful in doing multiple formations and run these complementary plays along with the inside veer, midline, outside veer, and our passing game. Thank you.